Welcome to Self-Worth Club, the podcast designed to help you embrace your inner courage and unleash limitless potential. I'm here to guide women like you in rising above self-doubt, cultivating unwavering self-belief, and fearlessly embracing change. Each episode provides you with tools and guidance for your journey towards empowerment and building a life you feel truly fulfilled by. So join me on this transformative path toward a life you adore, where belief in yourself opens doors to endless possibilities.
Hi friends, welcome back to Self-Worth Club. I'm your host, Zoe. Today's episode I am really excited about. It is about self-reflection and the incredible impact that it can have on our lives. This journey of self-discovery is ongoing, and the more tools and knowledge you can gain to find out more about yourself, the more fulfilled your life will be in the end. And I believe that it's a process you continuously go through because we're always evolving and changing. Our life is changing, the things in our lives, the things we want, everything evolves. And so it's really important to just continuously look back and evaluate where you are and where you're going. So we're jumping right in. Imagine having a mirror that reflects your outer appearance, but also your inner thoughts, desires, and aspirations. That is the power of self-reflection. It's taking a moment to pause, to look inside, and understand yourself more deeply. It's about asking the questions that a lot of times get lost in the busyness of life. I mean, let's face it, we're all really busy, right? All the time. And not only is it about looking in and asking those questions, but really taking the time to answer them. It's not just getting another workbook or self-help course and then looking at it a couple of times, getting overwhelmed, and never opening it again. I see you. I've done that before. It's a new year. It's 2024, and we are done with that, okay? For many of us, self-reflection, it's the starting point for growth, and it can be the starting point as many times as you need it to be. It allows us to learn from our experiences, to understand our emotions better, and to make conscious choices that are aligned with our values, which is so important. It's the cornerstone of personal development and should not be ignored. Seriously, it's your biggest and probably most underutilized tool. So let's change the fact that it is the most underutilized. All right, so I want to share a little bit about my personal experience with self-reflection real quick. A little over a year ago, I realized that I was feeling very unfulfilled in the majority aspect of my current career. And realizing this and really coming to terms with it, honestly, was a gut punch. To admit it to myself, I just felt so defeated. And that was because, I had just started in that a little over 3 years before I had realized. And I gave it my all for those 3 years. I was deep in it. I was staying up late. I was on 24/7. And honestly, getting into that last job that I had for 3 years, I had left another job baking that I felt like I was going to have literally for the rest of my life. I mean, I went to school for it. So when I switched out of baking as a career, people were so confused. So confused. No one understood why I was leaving that job, why I left the next, except for me. And it's going to be like that a lot of the time. I just need you to know. And that's okay. Not everyone needs to understand what you're doing or why you're doing it. As long as it makes sense to you and it feels aligned to you, that's what's important. Taking time for self-reflection in both of those times allowed me to uncover my true passions and ambitions, which led me to transition where I am now into coaching women full time, and it fills my cup up. I love it so much. And these self-reflection moments, they were uncomfortable. They were pivotal. They were very necessary moments that changed my life. And I'm so glad that I continuously choose to take these deep dives into myself and what I want, rather than convincing myself over and over again that I'm happy, I'm doing just fine in where I was in those past career examples. And like so many of us convince ourselves that we're good, that like this is just normal, this is fine, not everyone has to like their job or their everyday life. You know, we're always looking forward to, I see people looking forward to Fridays. I'm not going to say we because that's not me anymore, but I've been there. And you just, you have to take that deep dive and stop ignoring that background noise of I am not fulfilled, I'm not happy every day. You should be happy. You can be happy in your everyday life, in your everyday job. And I knew I had that feeling deep down that I wasn't truly fulfilled and that I was meant to be doing more than I was doing in both of those cases. And I'd be willing to bet that a lot of you listening today have that same gut feeling, which is why I'm talking about what I am today. So it's time to deep dive. I created a self-discovery workbook filled with exercises, journaling prompts, and insights for you. And this episode is going to cover the general idea of each of the 5 sections that I detailed within this workbook I created. So if you end up loving the episode, like I think you will, you'll find the workbook super valuable. And it's going to be linked in the show notes below. So in the description of this episode, there'll be a link to my Stan store, and that's where you can grab it. So the 5 sections that I'm going to talk with you about today that, again, I cover in this workbook are 1, self-reflection. So that's in personal life, career, relationships, goals, and your values. 2, goal setting. 3, identifying limiting beliefs. 4, habits, boundaries, and routines. And 5, visualization and affirmations. And again, these are the same sections. There are journaling prompts, worksheets, insights to help you deep dive into each of the sections, and it's going to build upon what we talk about today. I was careful not to really like overlap information, so this will be just like a whole extra thing to help you with the workbook, really. So we're getting into self-reflection, that first section. Self-reflection isn't just about looking back, it's about gaining clarity for the road ahead. So I want you to take a moment today to pause and ask yourself the questions that really matter and try to get tuned into your intuition. So what does it mean to listen to yourself and to tune into your intuition? Like, sounds so easy, but it's not, right? It's about more than just hearing. It's about truly understanding, acknowledging, and embracing your inner dialogue. The thoughts, feelings, and sensations that make you, you. Mindful awareness is our gateway to this art of listening to your intuition. So picture this, a moment of stillness, a breath that aligns your mind and body, whether it's through a brief meditation or taking a walk outside. You have to find what helps to center your attention on the present. Engaging with your thoughts isn't about solving puzzles, but fostering more understanding. Ask yourself open-ended questions. Explore the why behind your feelings. Keep asking yourself why this, build on it. And allow curiosity to be your guide. Remember, this is a judgment-free zone. You should not be judging yourself for your thoughts, but just stay curious instead. So I want to add an important reminder here that the little voice inside your head is not your intuition. They are not the same. That little voice in your head belongs to your conditioned mind. It is the result of all of your past history, as well as the collective mindset that you inherited growing up, and it can be very negative for most people. It's the voice of your past. So you have to take that little voice in your head with a grain of salt, no matter what it says, until you can retrain it to be more positive. And even then, it's going to throw things at you that are straight up lies. Your intuition and the little voice in your head can feel similar, but they operate in very distinct ways that I'm going to go over right now. So your intuition. One, it's a subtle feeling. Intuition often manifests in subtle feeling or senses that guide you without any logical reasoning. Two, it's a deep knowing. It's a deep instinctive understanding or insight that comes up spontaneously. Three, it's a gut feeling. Intuition is commonly associated with a gut feeling, hunch that comes up without conscious thought. Four, it's connected to your emotions. Intuition can be closely linked with your emotions and inner sensations. And five, it's trustworthy. It tends to be a reliable source of guidance, often steering you towards beneficial decisions or warnings of potential risks. And then the little voice in your head. These are the aspects of that, the distinct ways that the little voice in your head operates. One, it's your internal dialogue. So the voice is an internal dialogue, a chatter of thoughts, opinions, judgments, and assessments of yourself or others. Two, it's usually analytical or critical. It's often logical, critical, analytical, reflecting conscious and subconscious beliefs, fears, and biases. And three, it's ego-driven. The voice can sometimes be influenced by ego, fears, societal norms, and past experiences, like I said earlier. And then five, it's the voice of doubt and uncertainty. Unlike intuition, that little voice in your head leads to a lot of doubt, usually confusion, and conflicting thoughts. So, in essence, intuition tends to emerge spontaneously, coming from a deeper, less conscious place, while the little voice in your head is more influenced by unconscious thoughts, subconscious thoughts, processes, personal experiences, and societal conditioning. So developing an understanding of the differences between the two is going to help you a lot in tuning into your intuition, which helps you so much in your self-discovery journey. All right, moving on to goal setting. Goal setting is like plotting the coordinates on your personal GPS. It guides you to your desired destination. But the catch is, it's not about just picturing where you're going. It's about actually crafting the roadmap that'll get you there, right? You can't just like picture where you're going to go and then know exactly the route to drive there. It doesn't work that way. You have to have the directions to reach that destination. So first, specificity is very important when setting goals. So think of it this way. I want to be successful is like asking the GPS to take you somewhere, but saying I will achieve X by doing Y within Z time frame, that's the destination, the route, and the ETA on your journey there. Secondly, goals should be measurable. So how do you know you're getting close to your destination if you can't measure your progress? Milestones and progress markers are your indicators that you're on the right track, so it's very necessary. And let's not forget about achievability. Goals should stretch you, but remain within the realm of possibility. So climbing Mount Everest in a week might be a bit too ambitious unless you're a professional mountain climber, right? They need to stay in the Goldilocks role, which is, if you've ever heard of Goldilocks and the Three Bears, it's like she tries the bed that's too soft, she tries the bed that's too hard, she finds the one in the middle, it's just right. Like, that's the same thing. You want your goals to challenge you, to stretch you a little bit, but they have to be somewhat achievable in the end. You have to believe that you could get there. And if not, you need to build upon that. You know, you can have wide stretch goals that feel unattainable. It's nice to dream like that. You should be dreaming big. But then you need to chunk it down into bite-sized pieces for yourself in a smaller timeline so you are motivated by it. Because otherwise it becomes discouraging. With goals, relevance is also key, so they should align with your core values, aspirations, and the life you envision. It's like ensuring your GPS doesn't take you on a detour to a place you have zero interest in visiting. And lastly, time-bound goals are like setting a deadline for your GPS. Without it, your maps might keep rerouting you endlessly, Time frames keep you focused and accountable. Next up, we're talking limiting beliefs. So what exactly are limiting beliefs? Picture them as scripts playing in the background of your mind. It's the I can't, I'm not good enough, or I don't deserve this kind of thoughts. These beliefs often stem from past experiences, societal conditioning, and our inner critic's relentless whispers, as I talked about in the self-reflection section. The tricky part with this, most of the time, we aren't even aware of these beliefs. Again, they're unconscious thoughts. And even though we're not aware most of the time, they're controlling our decisions, actions, and even our sense of self-worth. How crazy. So, how do we spot them? You start by noticing reoccurring negative thoughts or patterns. When you catch yourself saying something like, I could never do that, I'm not good at XYZ, pause and ask yourself, is this belief really true? Am I just giving excuses, maybe, so I don't have to try and possibly fail? Could you be afraid of failure? Usually, yes. You are giving excuses. You need to cut that out immediately. Because, I like to ask myself, what's worse? Okay, I used to have the worst fear of failure, but it's what's worse? Trying and possibly failing, or not trying in the first place and always regretting that I never gave it a shot and wondering what if that worked out, and what if it does. Stop asking yourself, what if it doesn't work out? What if you fail? What if it does work out? What if you get everything you wanted and more? All right, so the next step here with your limiting beliefs is to trace them back to their roots. Think, what experiences or influences might have planted these thoughts in your mind? Identifying the origins helps you in dismantling their power. Powerful activity I'll give you real quick that I did with this, it's not in the workbook, is I listed out the people that helped raise me. So if you had a mom and a dad raise you, if one of your older siblings had a big hand in raising you, a nanny, a neighbor, a teacher grew up with you, and you had a lot of deep conversations, you felt like they really shaped the way that you were raised in the first 7-ish years of your life. Write those people down. Write down what you feel like their beliefs, their patterns, their thoughts, their good aspects, bad aspects are of them, and then go through and see did any of these get passed on to me? Did I take any of these? Did I on purpose not take any of these with me? And evaluate where things come from. It's going to help you a lot understanding yourself. So the silver lining with your limiting beliefs is just because you've held these beliefs for some time, maybe all your life, doesn't mean that they're true or permanent. You have the power to challenge and rewrite these scripts. So how do we overcome them? Start by reframing your limiting beliefs. Replace I can't with I can learn, or I'm in the process of learning. Shift the narrative from I'm not worthy to I'm inherently valuable, because it's true, you are. And remember, action is the key. Take small steps that contradict those beliefs. So if you think that you're not good at public speaking, sign up for a public speaking workshop. Throw yourself in there. It's also helpful to seek support and positive affirmations. So surround yourself with people who will uplift you and encourage you. Their perspectives can often counteract your limiting beliefs. And the last thing here is practice self-compassion. This is something I talk about all the time. It's so important to give yourself grace. Work on embracing the journey of unlearning and relearning. It takes time and patience to overwrite years of conditioning. Now, I want you to pause this, grab your journal, your notes, whatever, and write down 3 beliefs that might be holding you back. Things that came up as I was talking about it, things that you say too often, and let's start debunking those limiting beliefs and reclaiming our power. So pause and write those down. Okay, next we are diving into the powerful trio of habits, boundaries, and routines. These are your secret weapons for a more intentional and fulfilling life. So, habits. They say what we are and repeatedly do. That's the magic of habits. Small daily habits can compound into significant life changes, whether it's reading, walking, lifting, practicing gratitude, making better foods. Habits shape our days and ultimately our entire lives. Boundaries. Picture boundaries as the guardrails on your life's highway. They're essential for safeguarding your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. And it's not about building walls, but instead creating safe spaces for your growth and happiness. And then routines. So routines might sound dull, but they are the backbone of success. A consistent routine brings structure and stability, makes you feel safe, and it allows you to navigate your day with purpose and productivity. And it doesn't mean that you're creating a boring, every second is accounted for plan. You'll still have flexibility, and in the end, it's going to help you to create a more fulfilling everyday life by utilizing good routines. So, how do we make these work for us? You're going to start small. You're going to focus on one habit at a time. Whether it's a morning routine or setting a boundary with your time, begin with manageable steps. 2, be intentional. Choose habits, boundaries, and routines that align with your goals and values. So again, it's important to have that self-reflection first. And remember, it's not about being busy, it's about being purposeful. 3, practice self-discipline and accountability. Hold yourself accountable for sticking to your routines and upholding your boundaries. A little consistency goes a long, long way. And this is a tip I heard a while back that has stuck with me ever since, and that is to try to be the type of person that just never misses a habit twice. Don't miss 2 days in a row. That is consistency. You do not have to be perfect. Perfection and consistency are 2 different things. Be the type of person that just doesn't miss your habit twice, doesn't miss your routine twice, and you're winning. And most importantly, be adaptable. Life changes, and so should your habits and routines. Flexibility allows you to adjust to new circumstances while maintaining your progress. Give yourself that grace. Here, I encourage you to pause again and reflect on one habit, boundary, or routine that you would like to introduce into your life to strengthen it. Write it down and commit to taking the first step towards positive change. Another little tip here is it can really help if you stack it in between a habit you already have. Like if you get up in the morning, you drink a cup of water, you brush your teeth, stack something in between if that's already a habit for you to do, and it'll help you get into the flow and remember to do that thing. And then last but not least, we are talking visualization and affirmations. This is your secret sauce to manifesting your dreams. I know it sounds so cheesy, but visualizations are so, so powerful. So here, do this with me. Close your eyes if you can, if you're in the same place. Close your eyes and picture your dream life in vivid detail. Imagine yourself waking up in the morning. Where are you? What does your room look like? Is the sun shining through the window? Who are you next to? Are you waking up next to someone? Is it raining outside? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? Now think about your surroundings. Are you in a bustling city apartment? You hear cars outside. Or are you in a cozy countryside cottage? Or maybe you can hear the waves crashing and you're in a beachside villa. Take a moment to immerse yourself in the space. Feel the energy, the colors, the ambiance. Who's with you? Visualize the people, your support system, your tribe. Feel their presence, their encouragement, their love. What are you doing in this dream scenario? Are you pursuing your passion? Are you working in a fulfilling career? Or are you exploring new adventures? Envision the tasks you're performing throughout your day, the routines you have, the smiles on your face, and the sense of accomplishment you feel in your future. Think about how achieving these dreams makes you feel inside. Embrace those emotions. Are you feeling joy, gratitude, fulfillment? Take a second, take a deep breath, and let them wash over you. Now, as you gently open your eyes, hold on to this vision. This is your map, your guiding North Star. It's a reminder of what's possible when you align your thoughts with actions. Visualization is like a mental rehearsal for success. It's about creating that mental blueprint of what you desire and feeling it as if it's already yours. Practice gratitude in your visualizations. This is very important. Getting you in that right frequency, that right vibration. Appreciate the present and steps that you're taking towards your goals now as well. And remember that gratitude amplifies the manifestation process. With affirmations, I want you to create affirmations that are sure to resonate with you. You're going to craft positive present tense statements that align with your goals and values, and repeat them regularly to help reprogram your mindset and that inner voice. And remember that consistency is key. Make visualizations and affirmations a daily ritual for yourself. Set aside a few minutes each day to visualize and recite your affirmations. Maybe record them on your phone and play them while you're brushing your teeth or taking a walk. And today I challenge you to create your own visualization or affirmation. Write it down, the whole process with all the affirmations. Make sure you're taking time to feel it deeply and commit to integrating this into your daily routine. Your thoughts have the power to shape your reality. Remember that. Now, as we conclude our journey together today, I want to extend a final invitation to dive deeper into your self-reflection journey with the Self Discovery Workbook that, again, I linked in the show notes below for you. It's also in my Instagram bio, my website link. The workbook that I created is not just a tool, it's your companion on this journey of self-discovery. It's filled with exercises, prompts, and insights to help you unlock your potential and live authentically. And you can edit the template and type right in it inside of Canva. So it's like a whole online journal for you. Or you can print it out if you want. Thank you so much for joining me on this exploration today. Keep nurturing your curiosity and remember that your journey of self-discovery is ongoing. Embrace it, cherish it, and continue exploring the incredible depths that are you. See you next time. Bye.
P.S. If you love the vibes here and got something out of listening today, please screenshot and share on your story. I'd love to be tagged and hear your thoughts. My Instagram for the pod is @_selfworthclub.